Good morning. It's a pleasure to share with you some information about the variety Vranec, and I will speak on grapevine and berry physiology and wine aromatic profiles. This slide is showing some Vranec vines, and on the top of the hill you will see the new Tikves winery. So we will speak about North Macedonian terroir, and I will say a few words on the soil and its relation to the grapevine root system. And we will speak a bit on grapevine water requirements, and we will speak as well on the dynamic of ripening of Vranec berries. In June this year, we did some soil profiles to observe the different soil horizons and the implementation of the root system in different sub-regions, in different terroirs. Different terroirs like Barovo or Babuna, just to mention a few. What we observed is that most of the soils have 2 to 3 horizons, and the first horizon is very important in terms of organic matter and in terms of soil life, what we call the microbiome. And the good news is that we saw, generally speaking, a very good implementation of the root system, and the root system is performing very well. Last information is about the content of clay. Those soils have a relative important percentage of clay, which is important to grow grapes in very good conditions. Some transversal sections of roots allow to show that the root system is very healthy and well developed. The morphology and the implementation, the depth of the root system is crucial for vine health and vineyard sustainability, and obviously for wine quality. This figure is to remind you that 98% of the water is transpired by a vine, and obviously this is where we understand the importance of the root system for the roots to be able to pump the water and the minerals and the nitrogen, and this allows us as well to speak about the importance of the leaf area, and the leaf area has to be adjusted to the crop. So to grow vines, water is needed. So 250 to 350 liters of water are needed in the vineyard to produce 1 liter of must. So water is needed for berry development and berry composition. This figure is showing the 3 developmental stages of a population of berries. The y-axis is about the average berry growth, and the x-axis is about the phenological stages from flowering to veraison, and veraison from maturity. Speaking about berry composition, the first stage of berry growth is called green growth stages, and this stage is very important because during these growing stages very important qualitative compounds are elaborated by the fruits, like tannins, organic acids, some aromatic precursors, carotenoids, and during this stage the berries are accumulating water, nitrogen, minerals. So the recommendation is not to stress a vine during these first berry growing stages, and to care about the fruit zone microclimates in terms of canopy manipulation. The second stages from veraison to harvest is obviously important because during this stage this is when the berry is accumulating sugar, water, again nitrogen and some minerals, and it's during these stages that the biosynthesis of anthocyanins is done in the skin of the red varieties. The volume of the berries is due to cell enlargement and is directly linked to the vine water status. So the volume of a berry is a complex equation between the number of cells per berry, the number of seeds per berry, and berry cell enlargement due to the accumulation of water. Speaking about berry volume, this year in September, we did analyze with the Tikves laboratory team the average single berries fresh mass comparing varieties and terroir. And obviously there are differences between cépage varieties and terroir. The average berry fresh mass of the cultivar Vranec is around 2 grams, which is quite interesting. It's making this variety interesting to make qualitative wines. To summarize, the volume of the fruit is linked to the variety, the genetic of the variety, is linked to the vine water status, and is linked to the seed number per berry. This figure is showing the dynamic of berry sugar and water accumulation on a per berry basis. Since more than 15 years now, with my colleagues at l'Institut Agro in Montpellier, France, we are working on berry growth and development and berry composition, and this curve is quite fundamental. Our research did allow us to divide the ripening stages in 2 sub-stages from veraison to harvest. The first sub-stages is pre-plateau of berry sugar accumulation, and the second stages is post-plateau of berry sugar accumulation. So if we do analyze berry sugar accumulation on a per berry basis in milligram per berry, we learn that the plateau of berry accumulation is reached when the fruits reach 18 to 20 bricks. To summarize, a berry is not able to load sugar more than 0.9 to 1.2 moles of sugar, which means that the plateau of berry sugar accumulation and its genetic is reached, as I said, around 18 to 20 bricks. In 2021, so it's recent, researchers did show that at the plateau of berry sugar accumulation, there is an interruption of the phloem functioning. It means that at the plateau of berry sugar accumulation, there is no more sugar and water accumulation in the fruit. And obviously, at the plateau of berry sugar accumulation as well, there is no more accumulation of nitrogen, potassium, and minerals in the berries. So, from the onset of veraison, which is berry softening, as you can see on the x-axis, the increase in bricks in sugar concentration is due to the increase in sugar per berry in milligram per berry, and in parallel of the increase in sugar per berry, there is an accumulation of water on a per berry basis. So it's very important to understand that from the plateau of berry sugar accumulation, which is very a key point during berry ripening, the increase in bricks is mainly and only due to berry water loss because there is no more sugar accumulation on a per berry basis. Tikves winery is using decision-making tools to follow the ripening period, and they are using the diastem tool from the Vivelis Society. This tool, associated with other analyses, is helping to get consistency in terms of harvest dates, and I will show you that the harvest date is crucial in terms of wine aromatic profiles. The figure is showing the dynamic of berry sugar accumulation on a per berry basis for the Vranec from Barovo Terroir. And the figure of berry sugar accumulation is showing that in this terroir the Vranec is functioning very well in terms of dynamic of berry ripening. which means that the Vranec is really well adapted to this terroir. When we speak about a terroir, we speak about the combination between a soil and a climate. This figure is showing that if we do follow only the percentage of alcohol or the sugar concentration in bricks, it's really less precise than following berry sugar accumulation in milligram per berry. So our new physiological indicators of vine functioning and berry ripening are really useful to decide on the harvest date, optimal harvest date, and in relationship with the wine aromatic profiles. And these physiological indicators are helping to get consistency in terms of harvest date decision, and again I repeat, in relationship with the wine aromatic profiles. So this research and experimentations did allow us to develop a model of ripening. And the model is based on the physiological indicators we spoke about, which is berry, sugar, and water accumulation on a per berry basis. The model allows us to predict the harvest date according to three main stages, a post-plateau of berry sugar accumulation, and I will name these stages. The first one is fresh fruit. The second one is middle ripening stages, and the third one is mature fruit stages. Of course, if you wait after mature fruit stages, you will have the overripe stages. To predict the harvest date in terms of wine aromatic profile is very important for many reasons. For example, obviously to get consistency in terms of wine style, but as well to organize the harvest. The logistic of the harvest is something which is important to consider. And for Vranec, the best aromatic window to harvest is at mature fruit stages. And you will be able to test it by enjoying the Tikves Vranec wines. So it's time to finish and to conclude this presentation. Without any doubts, we can say that North Macedonia has a great terroir for the variety Vranec, but not only for Vranec, obviously. Speaking about irrigation, Tikves is practicing what we call precision irrigation. It means that water is applied in the vineyard to the vine when needed, and that the quantity which is needed according to a practical target as controlling the yield and wine aromatic profiles. In terms of yield and wine quality, there are three main categories of vineyards. The first one is to produce icon wines with 5 to 7 tons per hectare. For premium wines, the yield per hectare will be around 8 to 12 tons, and for entry-level wines, the yield per hectare will be around 15 to 20 tons. Therefore, the cultural practices and the irrigation strategy are adapted to the yield objectives and wine quality objectives. On top of that, the new decision-making tools and the new methods to predict the harvest dates, which have been developed over 2 to 3 years by Tikves, allow to decide on the optimal harvest date to achieve the desired style of wine and to get consistency in terms of wine styles. The calibration of the new physiological indicators and the calibration of the new methods has been done on obviously the variety Vranec, but not only. It has been done on the other white and red cultivars, which are grown by Tikves winery in North Macedonia. So, thank you very much for your attention. And I am really grateful to Tikves to provide me with the opportunity to collaborate with the vineyard and the winery team. Merci beaucoup, and keep well.